So we here is Taya Freaking Bea. I'm back with a weekly wrap up for this week. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you guys stay tuned and tap in. Taya Freaking Bea on all platforms. Taya Bea TV on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you guys do that and show your girl some love. Give me some comments, some feedback. Fact check me, shit. I like stuff like that. All right, and we're gonna hop right into it, okay? First on my list, we have Eminem. All know that Eminem has a cult following, and his fans, he has some crazy fans. We all know that. So good news for Eminem. One of his serial stalkers was just sentenced to 15 to 30 years in prison. Detroit Free Press posted that Eminem stalker, 32-year-old Matthew Davis Hughes, was sentenced to 15 to 30 years in prison for home invasion. Not only did he get sentenced to 15 to 30 years for home invasion, he also got an additional sentencing of 3 to 7 years for aggravated stalking, which is crazy. I think the Stan song set the tone for his fans to be a little cuckoo. With the two sentencing combined, he has to serve a minimum of 18 years. And I was reading this story on hotnewhiphop.com, and it sounds like Matthew, this isn't the first time he's done this. He's been breaking into Eminem's homes and multiple estates for over the past 6 years, more than 6 times. And that's crazy to me, because why is he just now being forced to sit down? And we're just happy that it never escalated. I'm actually surprised that Eminem didn't handle it himself. So there's that. Next on my list, we have Fat Joe. Fat Joe's former hype man, Terrence Dixon, is suing Fat Joe for a plethora of different reasons. I'm going to read them to you because there's so much. Labor exploitation, financial fraud, sexual manipulation, violent intimidation, and psychological coercion. Dixon is seeking $20 million in damages. Joe addressed the lawsuit this week, and he said that he was very upset. He's going through grieving with family members currently, and for someone to try to put this energy on him is just upsetting. From Fat Joe's statement, it sounds like Dixon got fired for doing something he wasn't supposed to do, and this is his way of trying to retaliate. And I feel like with Diddy's case going on right now and everybody trying to call out celebrities, this could be a money grab, honestly. Fat Joe made it clear that they're taking super legal action and that they're gonna see them in court. Next on my list, Love and Hip Hop's own Peter Gunz and Amina Butterfly. Amina Butterfly, she took to social media to let the world know that her and her 2 babies are homeless and they had to move to Germany. She lost her house in LA, that she's been struggling for the past couple of years, and that they had to move and leave all of her belongings here. They had to throw a lot of things away, and that they moved to Germany. Of course, Peter Gunz had to comment and respond to the video. He let it be known that, hey, listen, I've always helped Amina. I gave her an opportunity to move into my house in Dallas. She didn't want to do that. I was against her going back to Germany. I gave her thousands of dollars. I've been there for my kids. I didn't want her to go to Germany. I didn't want her to go to Germany because I was worried about Donald Trump not letting her back in. And yeah, he kind of took a stand because, you know, and my thing is this, Amina. And Amina actually came out and said, after Peter Gunz responded, Amina came out and let it be known, like, hey, listen, I'm not coming for Peter Gunz. He has been a supporting person, supporting father. He has paid my rent multiple times. Like, I'm not coming for Peter. He's been there for us as a father and as a friend. But my thing is, all right, Amina, you posted a video on Instagram or social media or whatever saying we are homeless. That is like biggest day in the video. What do you think people are gonna think, especially knowing the history of the two of you guys and knowing how he was portrayed on Love and Hip Hop? You know that's the first thing that people are gonna think. My thing is, if I'm homeless and I'm going through it, and obviously it's nothing wrong with sharing and using it as a testimony to encourage others, but in that moment, I feel like she was kind of looking for sympathy, because technically you're really not homeless if you staying somewhere. Homeless is when you're out in the street and you don't have nowhere to be. So I think that was a little misleading, and I think that, of course, Peter Gunz was gonna get strays with that, but Next on my list, and I'm super excited for this one, Brandy and Monica are finally going on tour. People have been pushing for this tour to happen. Ray J has talked about it multiple times on different platforms, and it's finally happening, right? Brandy and Monica, they're going on tour starting this fall. Their first show is going to be October 16th in Cincinnati. They're also bringing along Kelly Rowland, Money Long, Jamal Roberts. I don't know who that is. But if he's on their tour, he probably got the vocals, okay? So we all know that they tried to put Brandy and Monica against each other with The Boy Is Mine that came out in 1998. It's a great moment for R&B. And it kind of shows women empowerment because they tried to put them against each other, and for years they never had that moment until they did the verses together and realized that was the first time they really connected or engaged with each other over years. So shout out to Versus, because I feel like they had something to do with, you know, putting this energy together, getting them to get on tour. The world needed to see Brandy and Monica together. Last but not least, Temple University will be hosting a new course all about Kendrick Lamar. So we all know Kendrick Lamar has had a hell of a 2025, hell of a 2024. And Temple University is going to be honoring him and teaching a new course. For those of you who aren't familiar, Temple University is in Philadelphia. Professor Timothy Welbeck will be teaching the class, and it's basically give a Afrocentric lens to Kendrick Lamar's life, how he grew up, his music, his lyrical content, as well as the social political themes that he has in his music. The class will be called Kendrick Lamar and the Morale of Mad City. And I think that's super lit. Obviously, that's a play on some of the iconic classic albums that Kendrick Lamar has put out. My favorite Kendrick Lamar album is always going to be To Pimp a Butterfly. I own it on vinyl. I love that album. I think it is like one of those things that you just put on and you step away and you listen to it, because Kendrick Lamar's storytelling is amazing. They have a song on To Pimp a Butterfly called How Much a Dollar Costs, and I love it because it basically talks about, you know, Kendrick, or the main character, being at a gas station, a homeless person. They keep asking for money. They're basically debating Kendrick and saying like, hey, you spend your money on this and that. You can spend your money on giving me $1. And long story short, at the end of the song, we realized that the homeless guy was really Jesus. And that dollar was his entry into eternal life or heaven. People don't even appreciate To Pimp a Butterfly album, but I think this is great. I love that they're teaching this at Temple. These artists, they're not just hip hop artists. They are iconic and pivotal to the culture, the black culture that we have today, and forefront of trying to create change, trying to tell the stories of Black America. And I think that this is amazing. I love this for us, and I kind of want to take the class. So that's all I got. We here. Stay tuned and tap in, and yeah, show your girl some love, okay? Bye.